Hi guys. There are three things that I don't want to forget to say, so I'm going to say them first. I just made an announcement on Coursera that lists the rest of the due dates for the rest of the semester. I think that'll help moving forward, so just look at that announcement. It has everything else that's due. Make sure that you don't forget to turn in those old journals for S-Town, Emily Dickinson, and whatever the other one was, Flannery O'Connor, I can't remember. But make sure you turn those in the designated Dropbox. And what was the other one? Oh, I forgot to post the revision Dropbox for some reason. And so I had wanted you guys to turn the revision of Essay 1 in this week if you did it. I forgot to make a Dropbox for it. So I opened one up yesterday. So if you decided to revise Essay 1, put it in that Dropbox. I'm trying to be super, super open about turning stuff in late and I just want y'all to stay on track if you can, but I'm also, willing to be there if you need more time. So with that being said, this video is going to be about what's due on Tuesday. So we'll just jump right into that. If you go to the discussion board, I decided to make this one a discussion board this week because I want to reply to it. And it's easier for me to reply to it and have a conversation with you in a discussion board if you choose to reply to me. So what you're doing this week. Last scaffolding assignment was all about topic sentences and generating some analysis about your evidence. This week is about getting your thesis statement and your introduction. Oh, sorry, that's my banana bread. Oh no, I wonder if it's going to burn while oh my gosh. It'll be okay. Scaffolding assignment 3 is about your thesis and your introduction. So what I'm going to have you do first is generate a thesis statement. What I'm going to have you do second is write your introduction. That seems kind of opposite because in the paper, the introduction comes first and then the thesis. But, hey, can you get out the banana bread? The introduction will come first and the thesis comes after, but it's usually actually a little easier to write the thesis statement first and then get into believe it or not, working backwards just actually helps your brain get the argument first, so then you know what you're contextualizing. It's hard to provide context when you don't know what the argument is, right? So you need to know where you're going so you can frame it the best way possible. That's my theory. So remember that a thesis consists of what you're talking about and why. So it's going to outline your focus, which in this case is just probably going to be your trope, and then why that author is representing that trope in a certain way. What is S-Town having to say about regionalism or gender roles or whatever you picked? Identify the thing that you're tracking down and then identify why or what the author seems to be saying. Now, that author is probably saying a lot and you only have a certain number of pages, and so whatever you focus on and what you generate as your purpose isn't the only thing that's being said in the text, but it's the thing that you are focusing on. So you're just narrowing down on an angle here, basically. Y'all remember how I told y'all when I first learned about thesis statements being an argument? I was like, but I'm not mad. I couldn't figure out why it was called an argument because I was like, I don't feel any type of way about this. It's just the thing I'm saying. And that's true. It actually is just the thing you're saying. The reason we call it an argument is because it is an angle and a position. And there are lots of positions that can be taken. So you're not really arguing that yours is the best. You're just making the point that you have a position on this topic. So here's how I think you can best generate a thesis statement. And this is, again, working backwards. Sorry, I'm playing with this hair clip. You are thinking about what you've said before so that you can build your thesis. So what I ask you to do here is copy and paste your topic sentences. So look at all the many claims that you have made so far. And then look to see what seems to be uncommon or what's contrasting. That's always interesting, too. Some places you may be arguing one thing, but then you argue the opposite in another topic sentence. That's fine, you're just noticing a tension. So I want you to copy and paste all those topic sentences and think about what you see in common. So I ask you to, after you copy and paste them, answer 2 questions. What is unifying the topic sentences? Do you see a pattern? And then what's important about that? What are you, was your paper about identity, but then all of a sudden you started writing about, locations too? Or did you end up with more than one trope? Are you seeing more patterns within your patterns? What are you seeing here? What are you arguing with all these little mini moments? Step 3, I'm going to ask you to write out that thesis statement. So this is the brainstorming questions you're answering, like, okay, this is kind of what I think I'm doing. And then the actual thesis statement is what I am looking for here. So you can use this template. Your text focuses on your trope, which is the focus, in order to show what purpose, what pattern, what did you learn? Like, give me something, like some position on that trope. So that's what I'm asking for in terms of a thesis, and that's what I'll be responding to. So I'll be like, this is great, don't change it. Or I'll be like, oh, this needs more something. You'll hear back from me on this by Wednesday at noonish. So I'll get back to you as soon as I can on that stuff. But then finally, after you've done all that brain work, I am asking you to also write an introduction. The instructions are pretty clear here, so I won't actually read all this to you right now, but it tells you exactly what I want your introduction to look like. Keep in mind, you know what, I'm actually going to delete this sentence. Don't worry about the outline part. You'll finish with the thesis. I'm going to delete that sentence from this instruction, so sorry about that. But anyway, what you're going to see when you finish this scaffolding assignment today, what you're turning in on Friday of this week is essentially a combination of all these scaffolding assignments that's going to generate itself into a rough draft. So when you finish this today, in your mind, you can kind of think, okay, that paper is kind of done. It's at least mostly written. I still have to put it together, and I may need to work on editing, or I may need to add some more language or like more analysis or something, who knows, strengthen a topic sentence. But I have the paper written. After today, you can think, after you finish this, you kind of imagine that the paper is mostly written. And I'll explain to you in the video for the latter half of the week how to put the paper together. So like where to put each piece and like how to see where you are with it and stuff. So that's it for this video. I hope all of this makes sense. I think this is pretty clear, but let me know if you need more time or you have a question or whatever. And I like this assignment too because it gives me the chance to actually respond back to some of the stuff that you've said and give you time to maybe make adjustments if they're necessary. So, all right, I'm going to go eat my banana bread. So I'll see y'all later.